Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 18th of February. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Coles, Smartgroup, Identity, Baby Bunting and Service Stream. So if you have a request, send it through. Make sure you're getting the free newsletter every Thursday, but if you want my best recommendations, then make sure you're getting the Dynamic Investor, which we send out every Tuesday. But if you do enjoy these videos, I'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review on Facebook and Google. Our core business is portfolio management, so if you'd like me to work with you directly to improve your portfolio returns, then please give me a call. And all the advice in this video, of course, is general only. So we've got a daily chart of Coles going back the last year. So we could see it fell heavily in the middle of 2020, and then the recovery was, it struggled to recover. We could see sort of at the back end, sort of in the last few months, we had another sharp sell-off. And then it took all this time to recover one day's move down. And again, when it got to that level, it was sold off. And then we've got another lower high. So it wasn't looking too crash hot to start with. And then, of course, yesterday was a big down day. So that's obviously a clear break there of this slow uptrend. So clear break to the downside. The probabilities are that the share price for Coles continues to head lower. I mean, at best, you might see it come up and retest the underneath of this trend line. And if it fails there, then that's another selling opportunity. But overall, I think we'll probably see lower levels for Coles. Okay, Smartgroup. So if we go back to the middle of last year, we could see that it where the broader market was a bit more flat, this one was underperforming for a while. But then in November, it managed to sort of pop its head up out of this downtrend. So it managed to break this downtrend in November, and that started the trend higher again. And then, as we could see, when it got back up to that June peak, it congested underneath, which was a positive sign, and then we got the breakout. So recent breakout above $7 is a positive, starting to slip back. So what we'd be looking at is a retest of $7. So if it can sort of come back here and then give us a proper jump higher again, that would be the buying opportunity. So if you miss the breakout, look for the retest, and quite simply, we can just have our stop under $7. So if it falls under $7, that's a negative. If it can hold on and rally, that's a positive. Okay, Identity, ID8. So what we've seen recently is we've had this pullback, sort of very tight range, not much volume, and then we've just had a classic breakout here on very strong volume. So that's obviously a good sign. If you're buying this breakout here, basically you just have your stop levels where the breakout is. So you've got to give it a little bit of room to move. So yesterday's move here is not, it's not a positive, that's for sure. It opened up here and closed down for the day on its lows, and that was on high volume too. But you got to allow it to do at least a retest. So it might come back here for a few days or so, retest the breakout, and then that gets you the second opportunity. But quite simply, you just have your stops here. So if it goes back under this breakout level, that's where you need to be out. Baby Bunting. So we could see over the last year, it's done really well off those March lows, so it trended pretty well. A couple of weeks ago, we could see that it got a little bit overextended, so we could see that in this normal looking trend, it suddenly shot up quite a bit and then had to give up some of those gains. So it got overextended, but it reversed at the right level. So if we're looking at the previous lows, it managed to hold on to that and bounce. So that is a positive, but I think just with this sort of price action, it might need to use up a bit more time. So it might just go sideways or down slightly for a little bit, and then it should be ready to head higher again. Basically, if it takes out this $5 level, then that would be a negative. Okay, in service streams, so we've obviously had that very quick drop in December, but then the decrease in the share price has slowed down. As we could see, hasn't been getting a lot worse very quickly, so slowing down on the downside. So you'd be looking for support near these March lows, so we're almost there now. And you know, the other thing to note is this daily RSI, so it bottomed out here in December. We could see it's been trending higher while the share price has been trending lower. So that could lead to a nice move higher. So potentially finding support here, and then potentially we could see a rally. So at the moment, we just need to wait for a proper jump on volume. I mean, there's been a nice couple of days here, but not much volume. So, you know, we could be close to a bit of a bounce here because of the RSI and the March low. Obviously, if it continues to drift under the March low, then that would be a negative. All right, that's all for this week. If you have your request, send it through. I'll try to cover your stock next Thursday for you.